Good morning, man. How you doing? Long time, man. We've been away for almost 3 weeks now. So,
Yeah,
what
I've been
been going on
busy.
with you, man? What been going on with you?
I've been busy with work and the family business and all that. And work's been hectic. It's been real hectic on my shift. So,
Yeah.
um, but other than that, it's been a while. There's a couple times I tried to get here, but things happened and I couldn't make it, and it was going to happen again today. And I told him no, I made plans to come do this video, do it for y'all and everything else. So I told him I cannot skip it this time.
Yeah, I know, man. I too, as I said, when we spoke yesterday, my wife and myself, we had to go to the hospital. Since last October, we both had COVID. Until we have been fighting the battle with COVID.
And she's
I think we was
everything
okay,
all
but
right?
she has some problems that she's trying to go through, and she's doing better now. But we have to do some other tests and stuff like that. So this morning she went to see a doctor, and we hope that everything is okay. She's doing okay, but besides that, things okay. We're following the news, and I just saw that Kamala Harris visited South America, Guatemala to be particular. But I think that was a big new fuss about she not going to the border. What's your take about that?
about her going to the border.
Yeah, she didn't go to the border. I think everybody wanted her to go to the border.
I've never been to Europe either. Please answer that. The idea is that it's a big deal because it's our border and we got a problem there. A lot of illegals sneaking into the country and stuff not going through the proper channels. So, and they're trying to not look bad in front of the pretty much the American people and see what they did, because they got in, they scrapped everything that the previous administration did and put their policies in, and it fell right back. They fell on their face. So, and now they will. She's going to visit the border now.
Yeah, I think they said she's going to the border. But you said during our break, you said
During
she's going to be far away from the actual
border, yeah,
border.
yeah. She is going to be like far away from where these towns and these areas having high problems with the illegals. So in other words, putting a simple mindset how a person explained to me on the news and all that I watch, it's basically she be in New York discussing about Chicago's crime, everything about Chicago, but she's not in Chicago. She'd be from Chicago to New York. That's how far distance. And it's pretty far away from that type of. If you're going to discuss something, you're going to be there. But I think she's going to be there due to Trump's going to be there Wednesday, I think he said. So,
okay, but my one thing here is this problem is very difficult. The immigration problem is difficult. I think she went to Guatemala to look at the root causes for which people are leaving Guatemala and coming to the United States. And not just Guatemala, but other places,
Yeah.
So maybe when we can help identify what the problems are, and then we can try to craft solutions.
It's not properly vetting who's welcome or non-welcome. There's a couple of terrorists they got there on the terrorist watch list. They caught a couple of them trying to cross over the border. A couple of illegal all over people going through the south from Russia, you name it. Everyone's coming through the south border. So,
well, I think politicians should try to exacerbate the problems, try to scare people about all the criminals. 9/11 remnants are all going down to the southern border to come to the United States. I just think that there's a problem at the southern border. I agree there's a problem. But I think politicians try to exacerbate the problems, try to make everybody scared, and then we try to deviate from the actual issues, and then look for things that are not actually issues.
So
because if you talk about tourists going through the southern border to come to the United States, those that blew up the tower, they didn't come to the country illegally. They came to the country legally. They got passport, they went to the best schools and other some of them. So when we try to say that people have to go to the southern border terrorists to come to the country, I think that is just far from the fact. But what I want to talk about is...
But back then we didn't know about pretty much anything about that. So, and now since 9/11 happened, now we got a serious terror watch list and stuff like that that eventually keep track of everyone to where see who's a threat and not. And remember the good old days, the government doesn't spy on you. Now they're spying on everyone's technology now, thanks to the Patriot Act.
And I was looking at something that said the CIA and FBI use the TV and other stuff to spy on people. So it's like everybody more.
One time it was the microwave too. They use your microwave to spy on it. I don't know how, but okay.
No, for the TV, they said the cameras, they got an inbuilt camera. I don't know how true is it that they can see you in your house, but they do it to, according to what I was listening to on the news, they do it to people who they really targeting. They use your TV to spy on you in the privacy of your own house.
So, okay, with that food for thought, is you said they use people for really targeting now. Now, what's the biggest highlight for the government now? Who are they targeting?
I don't know.
What happened on the 6th of January?
Oh, the riot.
The riot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took over the Capitol building. Less than an hour, on pretty much mostly unarmed and everything. They stormed it, and that was it. And they, I say mostly unarmed, but they're going after all basically radicalized Trump supporters. So now with that whole target, we want to check all the targets. Who's on the radar now? Who's on the FBI radar? All Trump supporters. That's pretty much half the country they're spying on. So you tell me
that would be a mischaracterization of the whole thing that happened on January 6th, because the thing that there are 75 million Republicans who voted for the party. I'm a Republican. We voted for the party. We voted for the party.
Did you vote? Did you vote for the party, or did you vote? Vote for anyone you want.
I voted for anybody I want, but as a Republican, it doesn't mean that we condone the situation that happened on January 6th.
But they keep pushing it, though. That's the thing, though. They keep.
And not the whole 77 million people embrace the idea of somebody going to the Capitol to riot to not riot, sorry, to protest is normal.
Yeah,
but when you breach security, those few people that breach security, whether the Republican or the Democrat, the independent, they should be prosecuted.
Exactly. Be prosecuted and stuff. But now here's a question though: if I charge you for trespassing, you being prosecuted trespassing, but yet there's videos of cops letting people in, saying, "Go ahead, come on in." How can I charge you being prosecuted for trespassing if the law enforcement right then and there let me in the building?
Well,
so now that comes down to a legal battle of what's fair, what's not. Now you're getting prosecuted for not fair justice because you were technically let in if there's evidence of you letting yourself in and stuff like that. If cops letting you in, so
okay, but that's the thing. I think to some extent, Trump mischaracterized the 77 million people that voted for the Republican Party, thinking that they all condone some of the things he did. People vote for different reasons for the party. People support the party no matter what, but most Republicans are not in favor of people trying to breach the Capitol building and go into the building by force. There are other people who are there to protest peacefully. And they just got to say jam up in part of nonsense that they didn't expect.
Wait a minute. Did CNN host Chris Cuomo said that where does it say gotta be peaceful while people burn down in cities and all that during the summer? He said where does it say peaceful? They're doing the same thing with what the left did for a year. They did that. They did it during January 6th. So do you condemn them too?
Yeah, we have to condemn every violent protest. Every violent protest, any protest that's violent. People burning police cars. Okay. People burning businesses like what's this January? One in Philadelphia, they burned a lot of businesses. I can't just remember the exact day. I think it had to do with George Floyd's situation. Why you have a genuine reason to protest, you can't go and vandalize other people's property and you go scot-free. I think the police too should be going, watching videotapes, video cameras, and seeing who all vandalized businesses during all these protests, and those people should be brought to justice. 100%. But we can't use that as an excuse to say, because those people were not prosecuted, we should fight that those people be prosecuted. We can't say because those people were not prosecuted, so we should allow other people to go to the Capitol building and do just what they're saying.
But don't worry though, they got them. Don't worry. The people that are rioting in Portland and all that, all of them getting scot-free. But you know, we just prosecute the grandmother who was in the area of January 6th. You know, they're doing their job, right?
You talk about the grandmother who put a gun at the protest.
No. That's
because she plead guilty to.
They pay a fine. It's basically, to me, when they paid a fine, it's just like they agreed to. Basically, it was nothing. It was nothing they could get them on, and there's nothing they can do. So they convinced them to just, hey, look, we got you. You mishandled your weapon. You pointed at a crowd. We're gonna give you a fine and just drop the case and move on, because you know it was just both sides getting a lot of problems with what's on to what's legal and what's not. They had to stand their ground. They were defending their homes, but the people right to protest, and it got out of hand. But don't worry though, they turned those weapons in and they went out and got some more. So that's the thing though. It just like it was basically that whole thing of them taking the plea just to wash the case done. Is how they've been doing with the crimes here, with letting people out, this and that, with criminals and stuff. And they just like the guy in Philly, the one that killed his mother was let go. I think he got less charges and all that. He got probation, I think, right?
And then he went to kill somebody again.
Yeah, he went to like Wilmington and Philly, started killing people. He was a mass killer and stuff like that. So, the thing, you know, he was not mentally well and everything else. You can definitely tell by that. But the prosecutor, people ain't forcing the laws. That's the problem. They're not forcing the laws and everything else. So, but you know, you heard about Joe Biden's going to increase. The way he worded things, he's going the 94 crime bill, his bill. He's going to make it even more harsh. So now, where it should be like for any type of anything, you would be locked up. Now he's going to make it harder for people to commit crimes and stuff like that. To you serve more time. But now he's going after the weapons. You heard about that, right? You don't need the AR-15 to take over the government. Well, you need a couple F-15s and nuclear bombs to take down the government. You think so? So by him saying that on the TV, he literally threatened American people with nukes and stuff. So that's how I took it as, and everything else. But the thing is, he contradicts himself, because the people at January 6th stormed the Capitol pretty much unarmed, and they took over the Capitol, and basically you stopped the government then and there. So it's just like you really, the people showed you don't even need weapons to take over the government. It's just like, you know, he's really not into what's going on, you know.
Okay, but then let's come back to Kamala Harris situation, going to visit the border. But overall, how do you, as the first female vice president of the United States, how do you look at her performance so far? How do you think she's doing? I think she's doing pretty well. I think she's doing pretty well as the first female vice president of the country. I think she's doing. What's your assessment? How do you think she's doing?
That's a good one. No, she ain't doing. To me, she's doing a terrible job.
She's doing a terrible job. What do you mean by terrible?
The hard questions, not even really hard questions, she don't know the answer to, she laughs. It's a nervous laugh. It's understandable. It happens for some people that you get nervous, certain things as you laugh. It happens. To me, though, it's just like your protest, no, not protest, your campaign when you're first running for presidency, as a candidate, trying to be a candidate, you said you allow people there, you want open borders, this and that, we can't shun people away, this and nothing like that. Then you go down to Guatemala and pretty much repeat the same thing what Trump said. Is that pretty much almost the same exact thing he said? Don't come to the border, do not come up here and stuff like that. You said that, and people were clapping. But when Trump said it, he's a racist and everything else. So what makes it different from him and her as a person aspect, and as a campaign person, Now the thing though, it also, to her though, it's not about her. It's just how the policies are run and everything else. Their policy is terrible. They open border, people just coming in, and they stopped the construction wall. Now Texas is going to force they have no choice but to finish building the wall, or their version of the wall to stop the flow. Now they're trying to say that you can't do that. Well, it's Texas. It's just borders. The Texas border. The state can do whatever it wants. So if they do that, they can do that.
So you still think that Kamala Harris is doing a terrible job as a vice president over the past 6 months? You don't think she's doing anything positive?
No, she's like, she don't know how to talk to like other officials, like the Guatemalan president. He basically chewed Kamala Harris out, and the people there. You see the protest they had when she got there.
Where, in Guatemala?
Yeah, when she landed and all that. You seen that? With Air Force 2?
No.
It's Kamala Harris, mind your own business. Kamala, go home. Kamala, Trump won. Type of deal. It's just like they all don't want her
but
there.
they're trying to be the death horse. We are beyond who won the elections because.
Well, no, it's not just that. It's just them voicing their point of views and everything else. They don't want her there to deal with the situation. They want you to deal with the situation at the border and stuff.
Yeah, but the thing that is,
but she can't answer the question.
The situation is people coming from South America coming to the United States. Not all of them, but other people fleeing persecution.
That's one of the point of entrance. Yes, point of entrance.
They come into the country. So if we should address, I think the same thing. Trump wanted to address the root causes. Wanted them to stay in Mexico instead of coming to the United States. So we all want to see what
and it worked out.
We all want to see what
for both sides, Mexico and America, and therefore you could be vetted. While you're staying in Mexico, once you get vetted through point of entrance, they vet you and all that, go through your legal process and all that to going through it, then you get through that way. Because a lot of people come here illegally, going through the try to go through the legal process, say, hey, you gotta be here at this court date at this date. You gotta be here at this court. And they don't. They go off the grid, they run away, whatever, somewhere in the US. So now they're here illegally. So that's the point of have going through point of entrance. I'm fine with people coming to the country through point of entrance the legal way. Yeah,
but another thing you gotta understand, I don't know whether, because I'm not really going over the whole statistics about the immigration stuff, but according to what I heard, that most of the people who are in the country illegally are people who came here legally, overstayed their visas, and are not returned. I'm not trying to negate the problems of the southern border that people come in the country, but the majority of the 11 million or so people in the country are people who came in the country with illegally with the visa, they overstayed the visa, and they want to go back. So those that come in the country through those border through taxes are just a very small portion of the people that are in the country illegally. But the larger issue or the question I'm trying to ask is Kamala Harris doing a good job as a vice president? I would say I've not followed her extensively to see what she has been doing since she's a vice president.
I know she has been.
I think we are criticizing her more than we criticize a male vice president. Maybe because you're a female vice president, we expect a lot of her since this is the first time a female became a vice president. You don't think so?
No,
Because I think she's a female, and that's the first time. And so every little thing she do, her speeches, the way she walk, the way she dress, the way she does everything.
It's not just that. It's just not. To most people, it's not. Like when Biden said, "I'm not going to deal with the border," the vice president will. He said basically Kamala Harris is going to take care of the border situation. And she pushed it off for this long till now she's going to see the border. And I think it's due to Trump going down there Wednesday. I think that's the reason why, because it ain't going to look bad. It going to look bad if he went and she didn't. So I think they wanted to go there to get it done and everything else, and just go into a certain area where it's not a lot of activity or nothing like that. See, it's secure, calm down. There's no border crisis. It's all overhyped, type of deal. Forget about it and move on.
But the thing the thing we got to realize is the issue of immigration is not a simple issue. It's a very difficult issue.
No, the very issue is this. Kamala has never been to Europe. Why she hasn't been to Europe? Ladies, let's talk about that. Why she haven't gone to Europe?
I don't know.
She brought it up. Why? She never been to Europe either. I mean, please answer that question.
Maybe she would go there.
When did she answer that question?
Maybe she will go there later as a vice president. She still has 4 more years.
But so you get what I'm saying with the whole idea with the question though? When the guy asked her, he's like, "Why ain't going to the border?" She goes, "I never been to Europe either, so I don't know the point of the question. The point is, Europe's not part of our border. We got the ocean that." The Atlantic Ocean is basically
so what
cushion.
You talk about Trump going to the border. What is the point?
He's going down there.
Trying to prove?
He's trying to prove he's saying the country is running crap, and it is. The border is wide open. You got people sneaking in. You got farmers getting attacked, towns getting attacked, and everything else in the border.
Not just look. Those are just
the cartels coming in shooting.
If you listen to people on the border,
the people
on the border are not. They are not singing the same songs that we singing all the way over here in Washington and other places. Because the place at the border, the people not experiencing the thing, we try to create problems that don't even exist.
So kids getting dropped off at the border in the desert somewhere, almost dying of thirst.
But we exaggerate the whole thing.
How's that exaggerating? The kids are almost dying. We got video of it. You got video of them dropping kids off at the border, tossing them over and taking off.
Okay, let me come. I think another thing. Let's come back to Delaware. I think there's a bill they try to pass in Delaware to, I think, give those guys the inmates. I think they talk about giving the inmates some good time for COVID stuff. Have you had any idea about that? I think Bill 183.
Oh, they changed that a lot. They changed it a lot. When the first they opposed it was during the campaign election year. Okay. It's just you gotta love politics. This is both sides how they do it. I mean, you just gotta love it. It's just their true cause how they do things. And they say, we're gonna give you a year of good time. Basically, get a year off your sentence, and due to the COVID situation, get extra year off your sentence, and therefore you can come out a year sooner. And for a lot of offenders, that's a lot of them be like, I got 8 months, I got a year left, that is great. I got 2 years left, oh that's great, I got 1 more year and I'm done, and stuff like that. So they oppose it, so therefore to get the votes they need. Okay, so now they won the election and everything else.
Scrap the whole thing.
And Delaware do not have no recall. Recall is where you can vote. You don't got no confidence in them. You can recall them from their seat. Basically, you want to fire them. And basically, you have another election. Once you get enough signatures for recall, or whoever, how the state does it. And therefore, you have a special election to where you can have someone take his spot, or he can run in that special election to keep his job. So, and basically it comes down to the special election. But Delaware don't have that. So in other words, you stuck with 4 years of people who were in charge, and now they change it. They changed the bill to now where they say, oh, we ain't going to give you a year off now. We're just going to give you 10 days a month and stuff like that, and it added up to where you might get like 5 months off instead of the year. So lot of them are mad about it and everything else, and loved ones too mad about it because the loved ones ain't getting that anytime sooner. I'm like, they play with your feelings. It comes down to reality, you know. It might be different in a state when you can recall them for stuff like you know you can do that, but for years you stuck with them for 4 years till the next election, and they just played like a fiddle. And I didn't look at it. I think it might pass, may not. But I gotta look online to see it.
Yeah,
but other than that,
I did not read about that. I will try to read about that too, because that's local news that affects everybody. A lot of people are looking at it to see what happens. Both sides. People are feeling that they're giving people in jail.
But
a lot of
you heard the new bill is now creating a big concern now in Delaware.
Which bill?
The you remember the law that kicked into effect, the plastic bags?
Oh yeah,
you can't have no plastic bags.
Yeah.
Now the politicians are mad because they're saying there's a loophole in the law. The loophole, people are going past the loophole because the bags are thicker now, so therefore it does not affect the law. I'm like, it's a plastic bag.
It's a plastic bag.
So you can't mess up the wording of it. And it's like, what do you mean it's a loophole? Please tell me there's a loophole so I know what the loophole you're talking about. Because I know, the bags are a lot thicker now, yes, but it's just like, it's still a plastic bag. So now they're going to pass, they want to pass a new bill, will take effect next July, where basically it bans all plastic bags. Unless it's 100% recyclable. But I'm thinking, the first law is about banning plastic bags. How hard can it? It's a plastic bag.
Yeah, but I think a lot of stores, a lot of grocery stores now are not using plastic bags. We went to.
They use papers.
Yeah, using papers. We went to Walmart yesterday, the Walmart right up the street, and the last consignment of, I think they're using the last consignment of plastic bags. So we didn't even have bags, because they're trying to get using the paper bags, so they're not giving out plastic bags.
So you're telling me this? They got rid of the plastic bag because of the environment issue, because it hurts the environment. People toss them around. Okay, but people were replacing plastic bags with paper bags, so I got to cut down more trees, more forests to make paper bags so we can go shopping. Please clarify that to me. How does that make sense in the long run?
But I think they argued that, and maybe that's why they came out to. But the thing is, if the thing of the plastic bags is, I don't think they have found a way to really recycle the plastic bags. The plastic bag all over the place, and they
you can recycle stuff.
I don't think they're degradable. They just all over the place.
They
destroy the environment.
Well,
plastic bag lasts for almost, I don't know how long. They don't.
Come on, but there's a way of recycling and everything else, and it really help a lot, because I've seen UK starting using it now and stuff like that, and we need to start investing our money in that for roads infrastructure. They basically found a way of taking plastics and make plastic pellets, and they use that instead of gravel and stuff like that for the roads.
Yeah.
And it lasts and it can handle more truckloads, so it's more durable, and it lasts 10 times more than the normal road. So let's say, for example, it lasts 5 years on a normal road when you pave, and you got to redo it every 5 years.
Yeah.
For you to do that, now you got to do it every 50 years. So it's cost effective more in the long run and everything else, and it looks pretty damn neat and stuff. So I mean, that's something I'll probably invest my money into, just to get that started, and be like, and it helps take care of the plastic problem. Just take recycled plastic and make little plastic pellets and use it for the roads.
Okay, look, Jeremy, we back, and as we said, we encourage all of you guys to watch our channel and subscribe, and we will be back next week. Do you have any final words for our viewers? My final word is to encourage them to subscribe. This is a local-based channel. We talk about local issues. Next week, Friday or Thursday or Friday, we'll be here to talk about a lot of issues.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know if you guys What you guys like to hear us discuss? You know, you want us to get our points across, get a little arguments here and there, what we our point of view to get across, get a little hype. To me personally, I like those type of videos. It's just people going at it, just discussing. Like sit down, watch it's like a good show. Like I tell you off camera what me and my folks did the other day. It was a big shouting match. It was good. It was funny, but I mean we were just yelling at each other our point of views. But yeah, let me know what you guys wanted to know. Subscribe. I'm gonna try to get here again. Try to get back here as the norm as possible. It depends on our scheduling. But I haven't forgot you guys. I've been trying to get back on here. So you guys take care.
Take care. We'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Like, share.
Keep
the channel alive.
Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.
Bye.